Today we are going to be doing some author goals. We're going to plan for April. I just got these acrylic sheets to make a more permanent kanban board instead of the paper chaos that I had for last quarter, and I did it for the year, but last quarter did not go very well. So it's April 1st and we're starting new. We're going to start on this new quarter. We're going to plan more reasonably, and we're going to use data that we learned from this last quarter of how things actually went to kind of shape what I want this next quarter to be. So April, May, and June. The beginning of the year I feel like was a bit rough, but we're moving on to bigger and better things, and I'm excited. It's gonna go great. I'm just putting it out into the world. It'll go great. We're gonna take a look and we're gonna see what didn't work, what I didn't accomplish, and set up our new goals for the next quarter. Time for some quarter two goal planning as an aspiring author who is publishing their first book this year, and also somebody who has a YouTube channel and has to plan out how to get videos out. Quarter one did not go that well. That's what I've been looking at. I had a spreadsheet that had like dates and stuff of when things should be done, and then I had made a kanban board with goals, and I put them into two different colors. So the pink color is YouTube and the blue color was writing. So YouTube, my goal was 2 videos a month because I was trying to not focus on YouTube very much. I was trying to focus more on my book. I met that goal. January I did 2 videos. February I only did 1 because I had a lot of like health issues that month and it didn't happen. But March I might have even done 3, but I did the 2 videos at a minimum. So, but the blue goals are super scarce. That doesn't mean that I wasn't writing all 3 of those months or like making progress. I was looking at my planner that I had on this spreadsheet of the dates and stuff of what I wanted to do, and everything was so heavily focused on, I was technically, I feel like on draft 2. Like honestly, it was probably really draft 3. I was really set on taking all of my chapters and getting critique feedback on every single chapter. And so that's what my plan was for quarter one, was to get all of the feedback I wanted on this draft. But when I went into the draft, one of the first things I wanted to do was print it out, review it with like the Save the Cat beat sheet basically. And when I went to do that and I started looking at the beat sheet, I wanted to change so much about my book. Now I'm calling it draft 5 because so much has changed about this book. I have edited it and like changed it so many times that it resembles pretty much nothing of what it was at draft 1, which is awesome. Like literally the characters have different names. It's so funny seeing on my kanban board and spreadsheet and stuff, I have different names for the characters. I completely like 180'd on the story. So basically what I should have done is when I changed that, I should have gone in, changed my kanban board, changed my spreadsheet with the dates, and had it reflect what the new plan was, which was rewriting a full new draft or 2 or whatever the heck I did. Because right now I'm in the middle of rewriting my draft. I am on draft 5. This is like I'm halfway through the rewrite, and so that'll be obviously the goal for the second quarter, is rewriting this draft. But it took a lot of time to figure out what I wanted to change and make all those edits and changes, and I'm so happy I did because I love where the book is now. I didn't need that feedback on things that I wasn't going to keep. So I wasn't going to keep most of that, and so why would I send it off for feedback? It's just like, why get developmental edits on stuff that you're just gonna change? Now looking into the next quarter, it's like I loved getting YouTube videos out, and it's been really fun because so many more of you guys are joining me when I'm posting videos lately, and so I really want to keep sharing this whole writing process, and I have so many really fun video ideas that I want to post. So I'm going to just like not try to hold myself back on that area of my life. Basically it just seems like this quarter I tried to be someone I was not, and it really didn't go well. When I looked at my data of how much I was writing this month, it looked like I would have 1 day a week where I would write a ton of words because it was a day that I was like completely free to write. So one day it was like almost 16,000 words, another day it was like 7,000 words, and even if it was only like 2 or 3, that was the pattern, is that 1 day a week I have a lot of free time to write on one day. And so I would write a ton, get really immersed in the story, make a lot of changes. It was great. But then the other days I would write 1,000 words or under. That seemed to be the pattern. But in the back of my head, I also realized telling myself I had to write 5 days a week, I was okay with writing like 100 words, 300 words, 400 words, like, or less, like, because I'm like, oh, there's always going to be another day that I'm writing this week, so it's fine. So what I've decided to do for this quarter is to embrace what I've been doing. I'm going to rework my writing plan basically so that I'm really only writing 3 days a week, not weekends, and just like not even worry about it. And if I do write on the weekend, it'll be extra. But then my goal is I hope that it will basically tell myself like when you are having a writing day, it's just gonna be one of the 3. So like you actually have to like write a lot. It doesn't mean I have to write really high numbers, but 100 words isn't gonna suffice because it's only one of 3. So, but then on the other hand, it's like my brain can automatically know like this is it. Like once you hit those 3 days, you don't have to write anymore if you don't want to. Like you'll still meet your goal and your deadline with the 3 days. And then I know that I need 1 day a week when I have free time. It's like I'm working on a YouTube video and I do that every week regardless. I feel like 1 day is like solely editing, and then there's typically like I need a half day. Like I need 2 or 3 hours to get it ready to post. So downloading the video, making the thumbnail, like all that kind of extra stuff. And then I just can't always guarantee how long it's gonna take to download things and like upload it to YouTube. Sometimes it's really quick, and then sometimes it takes like 6 hours. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna post the video today, I just have to upload it, and then it's like 3 hours later and I'm like, I don't have time to do this anymore. I just have to leave it and do it another day. So this is what we're gonna do. I got these more permanent kanban board option because I really hated the paper. I don't think it's that cute, and I wrote Q1 goals, so now like I can't change it. So then I'd have to like scratch over it and rewrite it, and I just kind of like forgot about it a lot. I feel like I got these acrylic boards and I haven't decided if I'm gonna do like what to complete up here and then the completed down here, or I might just do it like sideways like this and do it that way. And then I got these liquid chalk markers so I can write and erase. But one that I really want is I'm going to have a what I'm writing next board and have the scene kind of plotted out of what I'm writing each day that I go to sit down and write. Because when I did my reset video, I had planned out completely what I was gonna do and how many words it would take to do it. And I was so successful that next day. So anytime that I've really sat down and planned out what I wanna write about during a writing session, and if I'm only writing 3 days a week, I have to like maximize on that. That's what I was doing before, but I just wasn't making the most use of my time. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to get these kind of together. I made this week's plan, so I'm going to do that for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to take a look at like what needs to be done. We are still in the feedback phase, but my cover is also being done, so there's a couple like businessy things that have to be done this quarter. So let's write out the goals for this month and the rest of the quarter, kind of like broad things that I know I want to happen. And then I'm almost thinking I want to add in these individual things as I do my weekly planning of like where we're at. So I'm gonna have like the key milestone markers, like a video. I don't know if I would like to say I'm gonna do a video a week. That's the goal. We'll just say it's the goal, a video a week. Some weeks I want to do more than one video because I have quite a few like sitting in the queue right now of like my cover design series. I filmed that whole process and it's still like happening live as we figure things out with my cover. But I have some videos for that, and I have quite a few like writing vlogs that I've already filmed of like work that I've been doing on my project here. So I have quite a few like to line up for this month in particular, and I have quite a few ideas, so they may not be till May, like if I'm only doing 4, but I may end up doing 2 a week. We'll see, because we're getting very close, it feels like, to hitting the 1,000 subscriber mark, which is something I have been looking forward to hitting since I started my YouTube channel. So whenever I see momentum like this, it really motivates me to continue, because just in March alone, I think I gained 30 new subscribers, and so I think I need 330, 340 more at the time of finishing this. We have a ways to go, but it's just motivating, so I want to keep going. I finished April in my quarter 2 planning. It's all here, it looks pretty. Let me just tell you what I did. So I have the pink are all, I have 8 little sticky notes for my 4 videos for YouTube for April. So I do 1 for filming or recording it, and then 1 for editing and posting. I really liked having that this past quarter. I moved them down every time and it was really fun. So for my writing goals, I'm going to do 2 different types of writing activities each week and be putting them on the calendar. So I already planned out my whole first week of writing. I'm at around 35,000 words in my draft 5. The goal is to get to 65,000 words to like have the draft complete. It'll probably be more than 65,000 words. That's the mile marker that I'm working with right now. I have reached 65,000 words in draft 5, and then I have complete draft 5 because I'm assuming it's going to be longer, but I was able to do the 35,000 in March for the draft 5 because it's easy to get so many words done when I'm pulling other chapters and just editing them to make sure they fit with like the new plan for the draft and everything. So those are the big goals, but then this week I'm editing a little bit, even though I'm also drafting at the same time. I find I like to do a little bit of each. For my brain, it just works that way. It probably isn't like what's recommended. My brain can get really obsessive if I want to just like get the word count. Then I have to like go through and make sure it's going well. But anyways, my first 2 chapters, because it's 2 point of views. So the first chapter for both my characters have been rewritten multiple times. I'm very content with where they are now. So the other day I did like a full edit myself. Like I printed it out, I read through it, and there were things I wanted to add or change or clarify or whatever. So I have to implement those edits, but then it's going off to be critiqued. I really only care about the first opener chapters being critiqued by a bunch of strangers. And then after that, I feel like I'm not going to waste my time unless I'm getting such horrible feedback, because I've had like friends and family read the first chapters too. So I want a stranger's perspective, another author's perspective of what they think. So we're gonna do that. This week alone, my plan is to implement the edits that I made and then submit by Friday. It's Monday now. So by Friday, my plan is to submit it to be critiqued. And then the next week, I will implement whatever edits I get. And then I will be working on my own personal edits for the chapter 2 or the male characters chapter 1. And then I will submit that. So that'll take up 4 weeks, and then I'll like implement the edits from them. So that's my plan, is to only get 2 chapters critiqued this month and to try to complete the whole draft. So for me, they're very different activities. Editing and like nitpicking stuff, fine-tuning things so that it's like presentable for others to read, and then drafting. So there's so many scenes I need to draft. So that's the start of this week. I'm going to do the rough draft on the new scenes that I'm adding. It's kind of like the middle to the end. I have the whole beginning of the book done. It's the second half that really got reworked. So I just recently plotted and like brainstormed a bunch of new scenes and chapters for the middle to the end. I now know how I want it to end. Yay! Like how it will lead into the second book. So this week I'm going to do a rough plot of it, and then throughout the rest of the month I'm just going to get it where it's done and I can read it. And then my assumption is that in May I'll be editing it myself, and then I'm gonna do a manuscript review. And then once I get those edits back, I'll implement the edits. By the end of May or the beginning of June, I'd like to have to beta readers. That's kind of like the plan of all of this. And my cover, I'm assuming, will be done in April. We're working on it right now. I just gave her feedback, so I guess I should make a little post-it for that. The cover, oh my gosh, we're getting there. This is so fun to plan this. What's so cool to me is that next quarter we'll be planning like the publication stuff. July, August, September, like I'll be doing like line edits and arc readers, a pre-order, all that kind of stuff. So once I have all the feedback I want and I have the cover and everything, I think I may put it up, like decide on like a final date, like try to map it out and then put it up for pre-order. I'm assuming I'll put it up for pre-order in July. Wow, that's wild. We're getting everywhere. This is so exciting. Yeah, so this is how it's going. I don't know. I'm gonna look at my little calendar and see if I can add more to June and July. I can definitely add in my YouTube videos, but I find it really hard to plan out all of my writing tasks for these next months. You know what I mean? Like, I love goal planning. This is so fun to me. It's so hopeful, but I'm really trying to set reasonable goals for this month and this quarter and not be doing like unrealistic goal planning and like basically just daydreaming. So I think this is reasonable that I can get this done. And I now have like a date mapped out for most of them. It's just like, I have no idea what May will look like, because I know I want a whole manuscript review, or I want to like exchange the whole manuscript with someone else, but I don't know how that's going to go. So it's kind of hard to plan like once I send the whole manuscript out. So I can definitely make that a goal, like getting a full manuscript critique. Once I send that out, it's like, if it's good and there's not that many critiques, it's like there won't be tons of editing, so then I could totally send it out for beta readers by the end of the month. But if it's like, oh, this sucks, then I'll have like to do the whole month of like edits and stuff, and then it probably won't be till June. But beta readers are going to be in the next, before July we'll have beta readers. That's the plan for me. This is crazy, this is exciting, and I'm really happy with my little acrylic kanban board now. I'm gonna be redoing my office soon, and so the background will be this like dark blue that I'll be putting this on, but part of me is like, should I paint the back? I don't know. We'll have to see if I should do something pretty for this, but I like that I can erase it, just start over for next quarter. Okay, this is awesome. I'm able to write notes next to things of like what exactly I'm doing. So I'm just writing out the videos and like what I already know what a lot of them are going to be, because they're either already filmed or they're currently being edited. So my first video is this one that I'm doing right now because it makes the most sense to come out at the very start of April. So the goals video. And then my number 2 is part 1 of my cover design video series. And then we've got number 3. This is so cool. And it's so easy to wipe off, but then like once it's dried, it doesn't come off very easily. So this is awesome. I think I have a writing vlog. And then number 4, I already have the second part of my cover design filmed. Unless I should do the cover design thing like all together. Just do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're watching this, let me know. Do you want to see the cover design series all in a row, like start to finish, like from looking at the cover to when it's actually done? Or do you mind if other videos are like interspersed in between it? Let me know what your goals are in the comments. I'm excited to be able to share and like cheer each other on. Good luck on April. Good luck on your new quarter. I hope that all of your goals and plans are coming true. I hope that you had a more successful last quarter than I did. I'm hoping that April goes well, and I'm really trying. I've got all this stuff planned for my week, what I'm gonna do and how long it's gonna take. So hopefully that's helpful. Thanks for watching, and the next video is going to be about my cover design process. Stay tuned, it'll be fun. I'm so excited to share about my cover. It's looking great. It's just so fun to see it like actually be real. So thanks so much for watching, and hope you have a wonderful first day of April. Everything is just productive and wonderful for you.